Have you ever felt the weight of holding on to things that no longer serve you? As we age, our perspective on life transforms. What once seemed essential, like seeking approval from others, keeping up with trends, or filling our days to the brim, begins to fade into the background. After 60, we gain a beautiful clarity, realizing that some things just don't need our energy anymore. In this uplifting video, we're exploring 6 things that often become unnecessary after turning 60. Some may surprise you, while others may be familiar as you've already started to release them. Recognizing what no longer adds value to your life is liberating, freeing up time, energy, and peace of mind for what truly matters. Because after all, the best years of our lives should be filled with joy, not weighed down by what no longer serves us. Stay with us until the end, because letting go of these 6 things could transform your life in delightful ways. Once you embrace this change, you might find yourself wondering why you didn't do it sooner. Let's dive into our first point: keeping up with trends. There was a time when staying updated on the latest trends felt crucial, whether in fashion, technology, or lifestyle choices. The pressure to keep pace seemed unending. But once you reach 60, you realize that many trends are fleeting, and pursuing them can be more exhausting than rewarding. What's popular today may be forgotten tomorrow, and trying to stay ahead of it all is simply not worth the effort. Think about fashion. In your youth, you may have felt compelled to dress a certain way to fit in. Now, you've discovered what truly looks good on you, what feels comfortable, and what reflects your personality. You're dressing for yourself, not for anyone else. That means no more fretting over whether your clothes are in season or if your shoes match the latest fad. Your style is timeless because it's authentically you. The same applies to technology. Each year, new gadgets promise to be faster and better, but do you really need the latest phone or a smartwatch filled with features you'll never use? After 60, technology should enhance your life, not complicate it. Learning every new update or replacing perfectly good devices just because something newer exists adds unnecessary stress. And then we have lifestyle trends: the diets, the workouts, the social media fads. One year, it's all about low-fat foods. The next, it's protein-packed meals. One moment, walking is celebrated as the best exercise. The next, it's high-intensity workouts. The truth is, you've lived long enough to discover what works for you. You don't need anyone else's blueprint for how to live your life. You know your body, your habits, and what makes you feel good. That's what truly matters. Letting go of the need to keep up with trends is one of the most liberating things you can do after 60. It empowers you to focus on what genuinely enriches your life, what makes you comfortable, what brings you joy, and what enhances your quality of life. No more chasing the new. The best things in life don't go out of style. Number 2, seeking everyone's approval. Throughout much of our lives, there's often a silent pressure to meet the expectations of family, friends, co-workers, or society. As we step into our golden years, we can embrace the freedom of being ourselves, no longer bound by the weight of others' opinions. It's time to celebrate the unique individuals we are and the paths we choose to walk. Have you ever found yourself trying to please everyone around you? It's easy to get caught up in seeking approval, especially after decades of working hard to avoid disappointing others. But after 60-something years, you come to a beautiful realization. No matter how much effort you put in, there will always be someone who disagrees or critiques. Instead of asking yourself why you're trying so hard to win their approval, you can ask, what truly brings me joy? Think about all the choices you've made in life based on what others thought was best. Maybe you accepted a job just because it was deemed respectable or attended social events just to avoid seeming rude. Perhaps you held back on pursuing what genuinely made you happy, fearing judgment from others. But now, it's time to let that go. You've earned the wisdom to understand that what truly matters is your happiness and peace. The beautiful truth is that others are often too wrapped up in their own lives to scrutinize yours, and their opinions, they don't define you. After 60, your focus shifts to embracing what makes you feel alive and at peace. You no longer waste precious time trying to fit into the molds others have created. Instead, you celebrate who you truly are. And here's the most uplifting part. When you stop seeking external approval, you discover something far greater: self-respect. You begin to act based on what feels right for you, not for someone else's praise. Surround yourself with those who love you as you are, appreciating your uniqueness rather than expecting you to conform. Let go of the constant need for validation and find confidence in simply being yourself. If you've spent years worrying about what others think, it's time to break free. You don't need anyone's permission to live life on your own terms. The people who truly matter will cheer you on, and those whose opinions weigh you down, they were never worth your energy. If you're still here and resonating with these insights, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and turn on the bell so you don't miss out on more uplifting content. Now let's talk about another important insight: overloading your schedule. For many, being busy has long been seen as a badge of honor. A packed agenda can make you feel productive and important, but as you celebrate your 60s, you start to see things differently. You realize that busyness doesn't always equal happiness. In fact, constantly filling your days with obligations can leave you feeling drained instead of fulfilled. For years, you might have juggled work, family, social commitments, and endless responsibilities. But reaching this stage in life gives you a fresh perspective on time. You understand that every moment is precious and should be cherished. Every commitment you accept that doesn't resonate with you is time taken away from what truly matters. One of the most significant changes as you age is realizing you no longer need to prove yourself through busyness. You don't have to say yes to every invitation or feel guilty for turning down things that don't bring you joy. Slowing down is not an indication of laziness, but a sign of wisdom. It's about appreciating your energy and investing it in pursuits that bring you peace and fulfillment rather than simply filling your calendar. As we journey through life, we often find ourselves caught in the whirlwind of activities and obligations. But let me share a story that beautifully illustrates a different approach. There's a wise elderly woman in Italy who, after years of being the life of every gathering, decided to embrace a more serene lifestyle. She realized that it was okay to decline invitations that didn't spark joy and to focus on moments that truly filled her heart. As we navigate our days filled with responsibilities, embracing intentional living can be a game changer. Imagine choosing quality moments over a packed schedule, surrounding yourself with uplifting people, and engaging in activities that fill your heart with joy. Picture waking up each day with the power to shape it as you wish, rather than feeling overwhelmed by a long list of tasks. This shift opens the door to a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. The beauty of stepping back from the rush is that it allows us to truly savor life. We start to notice those small, precious moments: a warm cup of coffee on a quiet morning, a deep conversation with a loved one, or a leisurely walk where we can simply be present. These seemingly simple experiences often bring the greatest peace. If you've spent years measuring success by your busyness, it might be time to embrace a new perspective that celebrates the richness of each moment. When we shift our focus from busyness to meaningful moments, we discover that life can be more enjoyable, fulfilling, and meaningful than ever before. Let's take a moment to reflect on the relationships we hold dear and how they impact our journey. As we age, we often find ourselves reassessing the connections we maintain. In our younger years, we may have felt obligated to keep certain people in our lives out of guilt or habit. However, after 60, we become more protective of our time and energy. It's a time for empowerment, allowing us to let go of relationships that no longer serve our well-being. Toxic relationships can wear many faces: friends who only reach out when they need something, relatives who criticize us, or acquaintances who drain our energy with negativity. While we may have tolerated these behaviors in the past, now is the time to reclaim our peace and prioritize our happiness. By the time we reach 60, we understand that relationships should be a source of joy, not exhaustion. If someone consistently makes you feel guilty, anxious, or unappreciated, remember that keeping them around is a choice, not an obligation. You've learned that life is too precious to waste on negativity. People should either uplift you or teach you valuable lessons. You deserve to be surrounded by those who lift you up, not hold you down. Letting go of toxic relationships is not about harboring anger or resentment. It's a powerful act of self-respect. It's about choosing a life filled with peace, calm, and emotional well-being over unnecessary drama. Some may not understand your decision, but remember, you owe no one an explanation for choosing happiness. What you do owe yourself is a life filled with genuine, supportive, and loving connections. You deserve companions who celebrate your victories, stand by you in tough times, and bring joy into your life. When you release the wrong people, you create space for the right ones to enter. This is one of the greatest gifts you can give yourself at this beautiful stage of life. If you're finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I invite you to do so and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an opportunity to embrace meaningful content. Your support empowers us to continue spreading positivity and inspiration. Let's continue our journey of inspiration and empowerment together. Moving on to number 5, releasing the burden of others' opinions. Throughout life, it's common to carry the weight of what others think of us. You may have spent years making choices based on expectations, your career, your lifestyle, even your words, fearing judgment. But once you embrace your 60s, a beautiful clarity emerges. You realize that most worries about others' opinions simply don't matter. The truth is, everyone has something to say, and no matter what path you choose, someone will always have a different view. Whether you dress in a unique style or make a bold decision, you'll find supporters and critics alike. But here's the liberating truth. Trying to please everyone is a game you will never win. Think about how much precious time has been spent second-guessing yourself, worried about the judgment of others. How many joyous moments were dimmed by the fear of looking silly? How many dreams were shelved because of the fear of criticism? Yet after 60, your perspective shifts. You discover true freedom in living for yourself rather than seeking approval from others. This doesn't mean you stop caring. It means you reclaim your happiness from the power of their opinions. Those who truly care about you will love you for who you are, not who they wish you to be. The judgments of others reflect their insecurities, not your worth. Letting go of this worry is one of the most liberating steps you can take. You start embracing your choices wholeheartedly, sharing your thoughts with confidence, and savoring life free from the shackles of judgment. In this newfound space, you cultivate a deeper sense of confidence and peace. If you've spent too long worrying about what others think, now is the time to release that burden. Remember, your life is shaped by you, not by the opinions of others. Embrace this freedom and watch how it transforms every day into a joyful, fulfilling experience that is truly your own. Now, let's transition to number 6, the journey of decluttering our lives. For many years, life may have revolved around acquiring more, be it a bigger home, a fancier car, or a wardrobe filled with clothes. There's always been something new to chase after, another item to add to your collection. But as you reach your 60s, your view on possessions begins to change. You start to understand that more doesn't equate to better. In fact, sometimes the things we own can end up owning us. Take a moment to look around your home. How many items do you genuinely use? How many simply take up space? Over the years, it is easy to gather belongings with the hope they will bring happiness or a sense of achievement. But as you grow older, it becomes clear. True joy comes from experiences, relationships, and cherished moments. Many people experience profound relief when they declutter their spaces. Letting go of unnecessary items is more than just creating physical space. It's about making room for peace and joy in your life. A home filled with unused items can feel heavy, while a space with only what is meaningful or useful brings serenity. At this stage in life, peace holds far more value than possessions. You begin to cherish the simplicity and clarity that comes with a life less cluttered. This shift opens doors to new experiences, deeper connections, and a profound appreciation for the present moment. Embrace the beauty of letting go and watch how it enriches your journey ahead. Together, let's celebrate this new chapter of freedom and fulfillment. As we grow older, we often find ourselves shedding the need to impress others. Remember those days when we felt pressured to have the latest car, trendy clothes, or fancy furniture to showcase our success. But now, we embrace a beautiful freedom, the freedom to buy only what we truly need. This liberation is priceless, allowing us to focus on what genuinely matters in our lives. At this stage of life, it becomes clear that what we truly desire isn't more material possessions, but rather more time, love, and unforgettable experiences. Imagine the joy of sharing a meal with loved ones, the warmth of laughter echoing in our homes, and the peace that comes from embracing a simple life. These moments enrich our golden years far more than any gadget or piece of furniture ever could. Now is the perfect time to simplify our lives. Let's focus on what truly adds value and joy, and release what doesn't serve us. When we stop the relentless pursuit of more, we begin to appreciate the blessings we already have. This realization is one of the greatest lessons we can learn as we journey through life. If you're enjoying this message, comment number 6 below to let me know you're here with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. Your support is invaluable in helping us create uplifting content that informs and inspires. Now, as we approach the conclusion, let's reflect on 6 things that can become unnecessary after we turn 60: keeping up with fleeting trends, seeking validation from others, overloading our schedules, holding on to toxic relationships, worrying about perceptions, and accumulating excess stuff. Each of these burdens can clutter our lives both physically and mentally. By letting them go, we make space for what truly matters. This stage of life invites us to embrace what brings us peace, enjoy the freedom that comes with age, and celebrate the wisdom we've gained. It's about living life on our own terms, and when we release what no longer serves us, we discover a richer, simpler, and more meaningful existence. So, take a moment to ask yourself, which of these 6 things are you ready to let go of? What have you already released, and what still lingers? Taking that first step, whether it's decluttering, setting healthy boundaries, or caring less about others' opinions, can lead to profound changes. Remember, the best years of your life aren't behind you. They are unfolding right now, waiting for you to embrace them fully. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Please share one insight you gained from this video and how you plan to incorporate it into your life. Your thoughts are precious to us, and we genuinely want to hear them. Reading your comments inspires and motivates us to keep creating uplifting content. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and share it with your friends. Your support empowers us to continue spreading positivity and inspiration. Thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in our next video.